speaker, Dr. Palin, you can introduce. Is Gopal is my good friend. Another they meet me in Thailand many times, and also join with someone. Sometimes I saw some in my friend from India in participant of here. So this when I visit India at Gopal visit here. Just a little bit because this picture from the last on-site NCAO. This workshop maybe we will organize by Dr. Palin and Dr. Kolavut. We will follow every year this some academic of our group. Thank you. Thank you, Palin. That's all.
Okay, thank you for your kind introduction. And just to say, because I have to go at 12, so I will not be at the end of this talk. So Ajahn Poom, please close the workshop for me, because I have another meeting.
Okay.
At 12.
Yes.
Sorry.
We
sorry for the delay of the schedule, because as you see, we have some technical problems. Okay, so the final speaker will be Dhananjay Gopal, Professor Dhananjay Gopal from India. We recently started to develop some collaborations with him. And okay, so before the start, I have to thank all of the participants here for coming, because I will not be at the end of the talk, as I said. So I want to thank you all now. We have some well-known professors with us. We have some students. We have some other people joining. I don't know, but 50 people joining from vastly different places are amazing. So thank you very much, and please enjoy the final speaker. Gopal, please start.
Yeah, so my voice is audible to you, please confirm.
Yeah, I see your video, but I do not see your slide. Please share your slide.
Yes. Because Dr. Palin is a visit in France for SIMPA grant for 3 months or 6 months, or I don't remember. 3 months. Yes.
3 months.
Now
I'm in Nice
for lecture.
Yeah, now I'm in Nice for some lecture.
Yeah, if who can attend or see online.
Can you?
Okay.
Can you see my?
Can see your screen now.
Yeah,
you're good
fine.
to go.
So may I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, so first of all, nice to meet you all after a long time, and thank you very much for organizing this nice event and giving an opportunity to be a part, and especially the conference like this and the symposia, which I fortunate to be as a participant at least last 3-4 years, and get motivated, try to do something, I mean, in terms of the research in this fixed point theory area. So the today discussion is about one of the recent idea. You can see from the slide that there is a recently one metric is introduced, what the name is given by non-triangular metric. So we try to study some topological aspect of this particular metric, which is actually generalization of the earlier known metric and some related fixed point results. And there are some possibilities to see further on this particular area. So these are some outlines we are going to see here, some introductions, and then the topology of non-triangular metric spaces, some fixed point results, and some other a few possibilities.
Excuse me, Gopal, could you go full screen with your slides?
Yeah, just.
It's in view, and then full screen mode.
I think this Zoom.
Full screen mode. Down a little bit further down. Yeah.
So just a moment, please. Okay. So we start with some of the previous generalization of metric structures that are well known. Like one of the important is a very vast class is modular spaces. In 1959, Orlis and Sevik in 1993, what we call the B-metric spaces. There is other one known, the name is given dislocated metric spaces in 2000. And then in 2015, there is another generalization, what the name is given JS metric spaces. There are, of course, other metric structure or metric spaces. And then recently, there is a further extension or generalization, and the name is given by Khojaste, what we call the non-triangular metric spaces. So this is the definition of JS metric spaces. So usually in this particular talk, we'll see the definition of JS metric spaces and then non-triangular metric spaces. Because there is some relation, there is some comparison, and then further some topological aspects about non-triangular metric spaces. So the author Khojaste, who introduced the non-triangular metric spaces, has only given the idea of non-triangular metric spaces and related fixed point theorems. They have not talked about the open sets or some topological aspect of their metric, new metric. So this is a definition of JS metric space. So you know that let X be a non-empty set, and D is a mapping. This mapping is a function. Then for each small x belongs to capital X, define a set like this. This especially have a sequence, a specific sequence, such that in limiting case, the distance between X and X is going to be 0. Then D is actually a JS metric on X if this is called the JS1, this is JS2, and this is JS3, like D1, D2, D3. So it's like JS1, JS2, JS3. So this is only if part, not if and only if part. This result is appeared in fixed point theory in application in 2015. So the JS3 condition is that there is some constant k strictly greater than 0, such that for each xy in our set capital X, and the sequence in this set it is denoted as CXDX. We have this particular inequality. So especially if we take k is equal to 1, then what we'll see, every metric space is a JS metric space with k is equal to 1. And then of course, once we have the metric, then we wanted to talk about the fixed point results. So before that, we must have the convergence of a sequence. So this is a definition of convergence of a sequence in JS metric space. Let Xd be a JS metric space and Xn be a sequence in X. Then Xn converges to X. And as usual, notation of what we denote it, if limit n tends to infinity, distance between x and comma x is 0. So this is one immediate result that in J's metric space, the limits of a convergence sequence is unique. Then now, next is the non-triangular metric space. Let us see what do you mean by non-triangular metric space. So because of non-triangular metric space, what we have given this to be NT1, NT2, and NT3. So you see here NT3, in NT3, for every elements x and y in x, capital X, and a sequence xn in capital X, such that in the limiting case, the distance between x and nx is 0, and again in limiting case, xn and y is 0, distance between x and y is 0, then we have x is equal to y. This paper, this idea is appeared in the form of paper in this particular journal, Mathematiki Slovak, in 2020, and this is the title of the paper: Scrutiny of some fixed point results by S operators without the triangle inequality. So there is some observation. If dxy is equal to 0, then by taking the constant sequence x in NT3, we automatically have x is equal to y. Now, this is another observation in terms of theorem. So the proof of all this theorem is given in our accepted paper, which is in filament. I will show you later on. So this is a observation. What it is? Let X be a J's metric space such that the set, this set C x d small x is non-empty for each element small x and capital X. Then xd is non-triangular metric. So there is some relation between J's metric and non-triangular metric space. So indeed, this observation has not been given in the original paper of Khojaste, where they introduced non-triangular metric space. Now the question is every non-triangular metric space a J's metric? Remember that this observation is all about if this is non-empty. So the question is every non-triangular metric a J's metric? So we can see there is a specific example. Consider capital X, all positive real numbers, and define a distance like this. Then actually this is a non-triangular metric, but not a J's metric. So the questions which we are asking here is that it's not necessary that, I mean, there are the non-triangular metric space which is not necessarily a J's metric. So there is another observation. The non-triangular metric spaces are a generalization in some sense of J's metric spaces. However, in general, the two concepts are independent. So let us see how this is going to be. So this is first example corresponding to this observation. With this example, you just define, you consider this function. Here capital X is any non-empty set. And then you define this distance constant. I mean, the value is constant 1 for every xy belongs to X. Then actually this is a J's metric, but it is actually not a non-triangular metric because this NT1 is not going to satisfy with this defined distance. Now there is of course, the concept of convergence of a sequence in non-triangular metric spaces. So it is almost similar to J's metric space, the definition of convergence of a sequence. And with this NT3, the limit of a convergent sequence is unique. And this is a definition of Cauchy sequence. You see here that this definition of Cauchy sequence given here is equivalent to the usual or classical definition of Cauchy sequence. And this is the Picot sequence, very well known, and we need it because in coming section I will discuss some fixed point results in this particular metric space. So in coming section we have actually the two particular section. One is about the topological aspects of non-triangular metric space, and other is the fixed point theory result. So for the fixed point theory result, we need something or what we call the backbone of fixed point result in non-triangular metric space. So let us see theorem 3. Let X be a non-triangular metric space and T be a self-mapping such that first one, for any Picot sequence based at initial point called x0 in capital X, if xnk and xmk are two subsequences of the sequence xn such that this condition is true, then the resultant part is this L is actually going to be 0. The second one is for any x0 belongs to X, if there exists a subsequence nk in our natural number, set of natural number, such that in the limiting case, this is happening for some x belongs to capital X, then in limiting case, we'll have this one. And the third one is if x0 belongs to capital X is a point such that this orbit corresponding to the given point x0 is bounded, then T has a fixed point. Now, we have the idea of non-triangular metric space, of course. Then the immediate question is that what should be the natural way to define a topology on a non-triangular metric space? You see here the specific word non-triangular. So in classical metric, because of there is a triangle inequality, so we have automatically the open sets, and so corresponding topology we have. Okay, this is a well-known definition of ball. Okay, recall that in a metric space, so this is in the setting of metric space, classical metric space, balls play important role in defining open sets. Here, the triangle inequality is the crux. However, since non-triangular metric spaces, we no longer have the triangle inequality, we cannot guarantee the personal ball space of every point in a ball. The ball themselves need not to be open in this definition. So how is going to be? So since we have the properties of sequences, it motivates us to define the closed sets in these terms. So we know that we have already a definition of convergent sequence in non-triangular metric space, and that the limit is going to be unique because of NT3. So this is the usual way to define the closed set using the properties of sequence. So in non-triangular metric space, a set capital F, which is a subset of X, is said to be closed if for every sequence xn in F with xn tends to X, we have X belongs to capital F. So this definition of closed set is a natural in the sense that it matches to the characterization of closed set in a metric space. So what we have now, properties of closed set. So actually we should have the property of closed sets as we have in the classical metric spaces. So yes, we can see that these are exactly the properties of closed sets in the form of theorem 4. So now we can define the open sets because we have the idea of closed set in non-triangular metric space. So we can define the open set in that way. So a set G is said to be open if its complement is closed. Then what we have again, the properties of open sets, and so these are the properties of open sets as we have in usual metric, we can have here. So what says that? Theorem 5 tells us that the collection of all open sets is indeed a topology, and the term open sets is rightfully given. Okay, so you see that theorem 6, openness about the ball. Let X to be a non-triangular metric space such that for any sequence xn with distance xn and x tends to 0, for some x in capital X, we have this, that means distance xn and y tends to distance x and y for each y belongs to x. Then for any x and for every r is greater than 0, the ball, this ball is an actually open set. So in non-triangular metric space, you see there is some condition we have, then we can have the ball to be as an open set. Now, non-openness of balls. So this is an example that a non-triangular metric space, where we define this kind of the ball in that space, and then you see the particularly B21, we are getting this, is not open since its complement, which is this one, is not closed, because there is a particular sequence, say n plus 2 converging to 0, which is not in the set. That means the complement of this ball. So the next one is the property C. Let X to be a non-triangular metric space, then D is said to have property C. The metric D is said to have property C if for any sequence xn with distance between xn and x tends to 0 as n tends to infinity for some x belongs to x. We have for every y, distance between xn and y tends to distance between x and y. So this is a property C. So remark, we can see some observation. In theorem 6, I mean earlier theorem we have, theorem number 6, the hypothesis says that non-triangular metric space D has property C. So what is our theorem 6? Just before here. Yeah. So every non-triangular metric space has a property C. Now there is another one. If D is continuous, then D automatically have property C. So every classical metric space automatically have property C. Not only that, indeed, the first one is that non-triangular metric space also have property C. So then we have some theorem related to the criteria of openness in non-triangular metric space. So this is a theorem about, let X to be a non-triangular metric space, a set G is open if and only for every small x in G there is a sum R such that this ball belongs to the G. Now, this is an actually unsolved question for us, the necessity of property C. Theorem 6 gives a sufficient condition, that is property C, for the openness of ball in non-triangular metric space. Is property C necessary as well? Or there are non-triangular metric spaces without property C in which all balls So this previous section is about some kind of the topological aspects of non-triangular metric spaces. Especially, we found that this specific property, what we know, what we call as the property C, is a very, very important, play in a very important role to define the openness, and so what we call the topology in the non-triangular metric spaces. Now, the next section is about the fixed point property or the fixed point results. So we specifically chosen the particular contraction and what we call this as a simulation function or the zeta contraction. So this is a well-known function, simulation function. So these three properties are satisfied by this particular function or the class of function known as the simulation function. So all the set of all simulation function will be denoted by this capital Z. So you know very well that this idea is appeared in the paper in Philomet 2015 and now getting lots of citation. So this is what we call the zeta contraction, is well known, given by Khojaste. Yeah, this in this paper, a new approach to the study of fixed point theory of simulation function appeared in Philomet. And then we know that this is the Suzuki type contraction is also well known, given by the Suzuki originally. And then we have now, with the same, keeping in mind the zeta contraction and Suzuki contraction, we introduce this Suzuki type zeta contraction in this particular paper with Professor Kumkumam in 2017. So now we wanted to establish, okay, anyway. So there is some remark that the definition given above do not require metric structure in particular. Hence the same definition can be carried forward to non-triangular metric. That means this Suzuki type zeta contraction we can carry forward when instead of a metric space, this we can take a non-triangular metric space. Okay, so this we can consider the same Suzuki type zeta contraction in non-triangular metric space. So these are some properties. Asymptotic regularity is needed to prove certain fixed point theorem for Suzuki type zeta contraction in non-triangular metric space. This is a specific property K because once we have the particular class of contraction like Suzuki type zeta contraction, then we need some more conditions like property K. So this actual property K is introduced in this paper, the same paper in 2017. And then there is another one. This we know we need this property. What we have given the name property D. You see this specific property. Let X be a non-triangular metric space and T be a map which is asymptotically regular at particular point x0. Then T has a property D if for some sequence in the natural number n such that if this particular sequence is not eventually constant, if the sequence converges to X for some X, then this is happening. That means this the value of this limit is going to be 0. So we need such a property. The name is given property D to prove fixed point result. So this is a theorem related to the Suzuki type zeta contraction in non-triangular metric space. So let X to be a non-triangular metric space and T be a Suzuki type. In fact, it should be Suzuki type zeta contraction. Then T is asymptotically regular at each X. And theorem 9, if we have this and we have property K and property D, and let X0 be such that the Picard sequence based on this initial point X0 is bounded, then T has a unique fixed point. So this is the one we have proved only one particular class of contraction known as the Suzuki type contraction in non-triangular metric space. So we can follow also same thing for the Suzuki type zeta contraction. So for the Suzuki type zeta contraction, if the operator has the properties D, K in non-triangular metric space with this Picard sequence based at x0 is bounded, then T has a unique fixed point. So till now what we discuss is about the first section is about the some topological aspects of non-triangular metric space, and then the corresponding the fixed point result. And then there is recently I saw that there is an idea of strong JS metric space. This is a definition of a strong JS metric space. So with this idea keeping in mind, we can think about so this is not, so I have this paper I have in reference section also. It's not appeared here completely. Anyway, this Lizana and Neboza has given this concept of strong JS metric space. So keeping this in mind, anyway, there is a observation first of all. If we take the sequence yn is equal to y in a strong JS metric space, then the D star converges to Y. It implies that every strong JS metric space is a JS metric space. And further, from the definition of a strong JS metric, we can say that every metric space is a strong JS metric space with K is equal to 1. Also, we can easily see that every B metric space is a strong JS metric space. So now the one immediate aspect is that we have the non-triangular metric space, and then there is a strong JS metric space. Then what about the idea of a strong non-triangular metric space? And then corresponding topological aspects and fixed point theory. So this is one of the area. Of course, it is a particular area. Someone can think on it. So not only that, I have not mentioned in this slide. Remember that the characteristic fixed point theorem, usually we start with the Banach and then Cannon, and then of course the contraction, what we call the almost contraction given by Barinde, and there are many other that we try to study once we have a new kind of metric setting. But what about the characteristic fixed point theorem? So as per my knowledge, according to the generalized metric spaces, especially in partial metric space, there is a particular book, the fixed point theory in distance spaces by Kirk and Nasir Sajjad. They have mentioned that the characteristic fixed point theorem in partial metric space is not completely generalized. I mean, not fully extended. There is some way to extend it. The same thing is also in the case of B metric spaces. Professor Witteful, I think if you can suggest that the characteristic fixed point theorem in B metric spaces is not fully generalized. I mean, not fully extended. And so, of course, the characteristic fixed point and Eckland variational principle, we know that there is implications. So what about the characteristic fixed point theorem, and so the Eckland variational principle, in particularly the non-triangular metric setting? So the topic I have chosen for today is because there was some chat with the Perrin that when we have some chat then about this idea non-triangular metric spaces, then he want to suggest his student to study the Eckland variational principle in some generalized metric setting. So possibly we are trying to see how we can see the Kerestin Eckland results in this generalized metric setting, especially in non-triangular metric spaces. So I have done in this particular topic. And these are the references. You see that the first references is of course here. But I think I have not yet used this. So these are, yeah, this is the strong JS metric space. The idea has been introduced in this paper in 2018. This is a little bit difficult to pronunciate, bulletin and academic, this Serbia. This is some Serbian journal, I guess it, because the name Neboza like that. And this is a paper 2015, the JS metric. And this is a paper of Khojaste in Mathematica, Slovakia, where they introduced the idea of non-triangular metric space. So these are the possible references. So thank you very much. So if you have something for me, please